Welcome and hello again, Storytide people. I'm Charlie. Let this be where you come to take a break, to hear stories from across the web meant to bring you hope for humanity. And if you love these stories, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Let's begin, shall we? Now this story comes to us from the Pointless Stories subreddit, and I'll just interject to say that I don't think that this story is pointless, but I will let you be the judge of that, and you can let us know down in the comments. It comes to us from user service final 952. I crashed my husband's new truck yesterday, and it healed my childhood trauma. I was driving home from work yesterday when the person in front of me slammed their brakes on. I slammed as hard as I could, but I didn't make it, and I rear-ended them quite hard. The two older people in the car I hit had some light whiplash, but thank goodness no other injuries. I've never been in a car accident before with another vehicle. I have hit black ice, and I've hit a deer, but never have I been in an at-fault accident, so I was quite shaken and upset. In the whirlwind of it all, I realized I had to call my husband and tell him, and I immediately started panicking so badly I couldn't breathe or speak coherently to the firefighters, who became alarmed at the sudden panic attack. I didn't know why I was panicking so badly. No one was hurt and the damage was minimal, but I couldn't stop and I felt like I was dying. I hadn't had a chance to call my husband yet, but he works not too far from where the accident happened and had been driving by when he's seen a red truck and realized I was standing on the side of the road. He yelled my name and came over and wrapped me in a giant hug, asking if I was okay, if anyone was hurt, and again asking multiple times if I was okay. I couldn't speak to him coherently other than sobbing that I was so sorry, and I didn't mean to, and please don't be mad at me. He is the most laid-back man I know and never gets mad, so this was out of character for me to say while sobbing. He looked at me incredulously and asked, why would he be mad? That it was just a truck, and that the most important thing is that I'm safe and okay, and that it was an accident. We talked to the police and got everything sorted out, and everything was fine. I realized later that my panicked response came from the last 2 times I was involved in an accident, deer and black ice. Both times were before I met my husband, and the person I called was my mother. Never once did she ever ask me if I was okay, but screamed and berated me for damaging the vehicle and screaming that I would be paying for it and WTF was wrong with me, and that I would get in a car accident because WTF, wouldn't I have been more careful and angry? She had to come be with me instead of doing whatever she was doing, never showing me she cared about me, always more concerned about her car and how stupid I was. I was so worried about telling my husband I crashed his truck because my panicked brain thought he loved and cared about his truck more than he cared about me. But I have to remind myself that's not my life anymore, and he's my biggest fan every day. It ended up being a happy ending to a sad day, and I'm so grateful for him. And wow. It is amazing how differently someone's reactions to us in a stressful time can affect us. It really can determine whether something can be healing or traumatizing or re-traumatizing. And really, it says so much about the person reacting and how healed they are. Every single person can individually make a huge difference in small ways. And let's see what commenters had to say. Ventilator said, I feel so happy with you, and I am so happy you and your husband have each other. It's tough to break through this all, and healing happens in so many smaller moments, but sometimes big ones as well. I've held my own partner in my arms a lot of times when the parental abuse stuff hit their emotions, and we're slowly making it through things together as well. And so happy nobody was really hurt by the accident. A car is just a car and can be replaced. You cannot. Your story is really touching, especially as someone with experiences myself, and I hope you'll feel just as safe and loved in whatever similar comes across in the future. You deserve it. Creomaga says, I did something very foolish and spent weeks with a knot of dread in my stomach. I knew I had to tell my boyfriend what I'd done. It involved something of his, and I just knew he was going to flip out. He's incredibly laid back and similar in temperament to me, so I had no basis for this quote-unquote knowledge. But I knew it in my bones, so I put it off and the situation got worse and worse. Eventually, desire to do the right thing won over this mysterious knowledge that was going to spell the end of the relationship. And I told him, fully prepared to lose him. He looked at me with a slightly raised eyebrow and asked, Is this what you've been driving yourself crazy with since April? And we solved the problem in a matter of minutes. When you're taught early on that mistakes will be punished whether you tell the truth or not, it sticks. Strawberry Heine says, Oh my, this post legitimately brought me to tears. I'm so happy for you that you are in a loving and caring relationship. It is truly what you deserve. As someone who has similar bad experiences and panic, I can relate so much to your mind going to the worst place. Substantial Let 9909 says, Beautiful story. Thanks for sharing what a healthy relationship looks like. Bethany Flower Pots says, I'm glad you found someone who has healthy priorities. I've gone through different situations, reacting similarly to you, only to be comforted and reassured by my husband. Such an odd and healing feeling. He's curing my broken heart every time he shows up and tells me how important I am. I'm happy you and the other car people are okay, and that you got to work through some stuff. Nice to see your growth. I'm happy too, and keeping it short and simple for this one. Just a sweet little reminder of the healing powers of kindness. If you've got it in your relationship, you know. And if you don't, just remember that it is out there and you can have it too. And if you've made it this far, drop a truck or car emoji down below, or just let us know what you think. And as always, thank you for your support as this channel learns and grows. Every like, comment, and subscription helps with our mission to spread a little hope for humanity. Catch you next time, Storytide people.
Crowd together, we can all stage a march against the powers that be and show what we can believe in a sane kind of system where people still matter and bureaucrats are grown up and don't throw tantrums. The revolution never comes through an institution. What we need is personal change and resolution, cause everybody's got a brain and story below. So dig deep for its contents, unravel the scroll, and then you'll know a little and begin to learn that this journey is a gift, but you still gotta earn your stripes and your struts and dance with the devil, cause you can't hang tin until you touch hell's kettle. I want a world where people recognize that life is a precious gift from the divine. I want to breathe fresh air and swim down rivers without fears that I might get diseases in my liver. Want to see people wake up, embrace the morning, smile at the skylights even when it's storming, cause every moment's precious, though life may hurt, but it's the pain that makes you alive with wise words. Well, you can get it, all that money and green, but it never adds up enough to make peace. Trying to fill up the empty space you couldn't complete, so repeat after me and walk in your own groove.